Clean eating. What is clean eating? This is in the series of Humans Are Immortal. Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. If you're not aware as a viewer, YouTube now is openly blacklisting channels. My channel is one of the blacklisted channels. Every time I upload a video, it immediately goes onto the blacklist, and I have to have somebody actually watch the video to be able to monetize the video. You, as the viewer, can support the channel directly by going to patreon.com/Shakaama and donating. That will alleviate. Actually, if I made enough money with that, I wouldn't have to bother with YouTube monetization at all. You understand that? So then you could actually go back to watching the videos that I made previously, that I used to make, right? Also, to combat that, you can like the series. What I'm doing is I've already put it into a playlist. So if you want to just hold off and watch the playlist over and over, this particular video is packed with information. So this is one of those that you should sort of take notes, listen, take notes, and repeat, rewind, whatever you do, right? So I'm going to talk about clean eating. Clean eating, if you're unaware of it, it's the new fad word, hashtag clean eating, hashtag eating clean. Now, of course, the powers that be, the giant food companies and vegans, are going to pounce on this because they want to be ahead of any trend that goes away from actually, quote unquote, clean eating. In the marketplace of ideas, vegans always pounce on anything food related. Veganism is more ideology than actually health related. Their byline is that vegans live longer, which is not true on any level. In fact, diets with real organic meats outstrip all other diets. Most vegan claims remove organic meat from their studies. Free range chicken, clover fed, grass fed cows, wild Alaskan fish are all removed and not included in vegan studies, just like they are not included in any food giant studies. Coincidence? I think not. It's marketing 101. Not surprisingly, vegans put out sources of articles promoting clean eating, but it's from their perspective. However, the bodybuilding community is immune to anything suggesting not to eat meat. Now, this entire thing stems from me doing my weightlifting, the various weightlifting challenges where I'm doing 100 push ups a day, which varies from 100 to 200 push ups a day, 100 to 200 to 300 squats. I'm also threw in some back exercises, some dumbbell exercises. I've already strained some of my joints and stuff, so I've tried to adjust on all of that sort of stuff. And then doing research, not just of bodybuilding, because I actually used to be a trainer a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But then I started looking at aging because I'm approaching the big 4-0 in a few years. The big 4-0. Now I think that's turning into the big 5-0 because 4-0 is no longer considered any sort of, because we have guys 40 now looking like they're 20 because of health, nutrition, and not just diet, but also working out. There's the 80-year-old guy who works out every day who looks like a 40-year-old bodybuilder. I mean, it's just incredible the guys that you now see, and girls, I guess. I just don't see women working out like men work out. And we find that working out actually retards the aging process. So I'm going to get into all of that later on when I start telling you how to live to 100, how to live to 200, 300, and the ending report on immortality itself. This is where all of this is coming from. On the whole, most bodybuilding diets require more than meat than the average human. In my own studies and research, I've discovered that men are different from women. Can you imagine that? Women may last longer on a vegan diet than men before they succumb to the deficiency, the diseases, and the cancers that veganism actually causes. Because men break down much faster without animal protein, which plants cannot replicate at all, and other nutrients that are only animal based. Also, I discovered that removing animal sources of nutrients also lowers testosterone, or hormone that has about 100 different benefits to the human body, male and female. And I'm going to go in, one of the videos is going to cover testosterone. And I'm going to talk about testosterone. I've become a testosterone expert like overnight. No, no, I studied it for about a good month now, and all sorts of stuff that is just never discussed, and it's beneficial to women. It also reverses the aging process, testosterone. Who knew? Of course, you're never going to hear that, right? Because they're never going to talk about it. Of course, you know that food giants introduce chemicals which increase estrogen, which is bad for both men and women. It's just an ongoing thing that food giants and vegans both promote unclean food, mostly GMO processed, like soy, which dramatically increases dietary estrogen, which produces cancers. So, what is clean eating? Search Instagram and it's eating at a fancy restaurant with food that costs too much. But seriously, it's simply eating tons more unprocessed food, whole foods that you may take home and cook yourself. It's very interesting. Anytime that I get into these clean eating kicks and I grow my own food or I buy fresh vegetables and fruits and meats and I take them home and I eat them, it can be as quickly as a week of me only eating from food that I've cooked at home. And then if I go out to one of these fast food places and try and eat one of their things, it is just unpalatable. I mean, it's just tastes awful. I mean, just whew. And then I say to myself, how did I ever think this tasted good? But I don't think the clean eating definition goes far enough. While they promote eating nuts, berries, whole grains, free range meats, vegetables, I just it just doesn't go far enough for me because they include grains, which is not a human staple and introduces cancers because 100% of the time grains in the United States when you eat them have removed all of the nutrition. And I'm going to have a video just on grains for all of you all who are probably rolling your eyes and saying, I eat whole wheat bread. You're eating air. It includes pasteurized milks, which introduces cancers and has almost no nutrition. Keep in mind, food giants will give you nutritional readouts of food for their raw forms before it has been processed, not after. Orange juice, for example, literally has almost 50% of its nutrition lost 30 minutes after the orange is cut. I hope you knew that, right? So, when you cut an orange, let's say you cut it in half or whatever you're going to do, 30 minutes later, it has already started oxidizing and 50% of its nutritional value is gone. So, literally, this is why restaurants actually do the orange juice immediately. They actually cut open the orange, squeeze the orange juice out of them, and hand it to you at the table. That's why they do that. It's This is a known fact for a long time. They now pasteurize orange juice to increase shelf life, meaning they boil orange juice, remove the pulp, freeze it, transport it, sell the frozen sludge to companies, who then add water to it and slap a label on it, fresh. Really, the only way you can get fresh orange juice is to make it yourself. And to add insult to injury, the companies that add water to the orange sludge also add ascorbic acid to keep the sludge from going bad and to add taste to the sludge and call it vitamin C. Ascorbic acid is no more vitamin C than I am vitamin Shakaama. So, by my definition of clean eating, you'll have to be well educated in the food that you eat. As a starting point, another point is knowing where the food came from. Point of origin is clear point of clean eating. Who grows your food? What method do they use? What pesticides do they use? Do they use crop rotation? What fertilizers do they use? Is the meat free range? As the food giants get bigger and bigger, they're buying out small farms. This is getting harder to do. Some restaurants, though, are now supporting local farms by buying directly from them. That's more expensive, meaning eating at the restaurant, but it's a great way to maintain local farming. In the next two videos, I want to talk about grains and then oils, fats. You've been taught that fat is terrible. Fat is terrible. That has been pounded in your head. Fat is terrible. But in the same token, the vitamin industry is talking about essential fatty acids, which goes right over your head that they're talking about essential fatty acids. A lot of things are actually broken down into enzymes, hormones, uh, fats, huh? Or I'm sorry, acids. So, such and so acid, this and that acid, alpha lipoic acid is good for you, right? Fish oil, good for you. Krill oil, good for you, right? These are oils and fats. I'll have a whole video just on oils and fats, a whole video just on grains. I was going to include this all in this video, but I just thought it would be too long for the video. I'm also going to tell you in each of those videos why grains are unhealthy, why we have a complete misconception of what a fat or oil is, and how most of the oils are unhealthy and not healthy for you versus the animal fats are actually healthy for you, especially when you account for free range, grass fed, clover fed animals that are grown on actual farms the entire time instead of going to the processing plant 6 months after they were born, right? So this is all part of understanding. This is all part of leading up to how to be immortal, right? So thank you for watching the Shakaama Live show. Please thumbs up the video. You can't these can't get out of being blacklisted with the videos aren't thumbs up. As you can see, I'm still presenting edutainment, educational entertainment. So you can watch these and have fun with them. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live show. I was going to do this live, but I just decided it was way too much information. But I actually cut down the actual video, so probably should have done it live. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live show.